So good afternoon, everybody. My name is John Juniper. I'm a program specialist with Redlands Unified School District. We are in San Bernardino County down in Southern California, and we are a school district of approximately 20,000 students. And we wanted to talk really briefly about how we have kind of leveraged Kelvin schools for our outreach and our evaluation, continuous monitoring over the last 4 years. So what this started with was our efforts back in 2021 to start talking about how our students were affected during the days of the pandemic and how were we reaching out and being responsive to what they needed. So we kind of started dipping into some of the questions around connection with programs, with distance learning and things like that. And let's see. So we started that in January of 2021, as you can see on the infographic here. And over that time, over the last 3 years, 3.5 years, almost 4 years. Wow. We have used Kelvin Pulses 45 different times in 45 different surveys that we've sent out to our students. So this infographic goes over what we do quarterly. We have our LCAP student pulse that goes out every quarter. And in our most recent survey that we sent out, we had 8,800 responses, which for a district of about 20,000 students with approximately 16,000 of them being surveyed, 14,000 of them being surveyed, sorry. These are really exciting numbers for us. So as you can see, 69% of our students responded to our pulse, which very exciting for us. Previous to this, we would put out efforts to get kind of an idea of our community and our students' opinion around our LCAP. And we would get responses on the order of maybe 500 to 600 responses total. Now we're getting regular responses of 8,000 to 9,000. So we have been running the same LCAP pulse for about the last 3 years. So we're getting some really good, deep data as to what students think about our implementation of program and specifically around connection. So really quick, kind of backstory to my department. We're the Redlands Coordinated Supports and Services. So basically Redlands Unified School District's version of MTSS. So we directly oversee our K-12 comprehensive school counseling programs, our PBIS, behavior supports programs. We help with SEL programming, student leadership, all things climate and culture. So for us, it's an incredible opportunity for us to get a pulse, if you will, onto what's going on with our students. And it allows us to directly respond to that through our programming. So for example, one thing that we ask in our LCAP pulse is we ask students this question: I feel included, I feel like I belong, I feel like there's a place for me at my site. And we ask them how strongly they agree with that. We share this data with principals. We share this data with our ASB link and web directors. We get to directly affect our program and what our student leaders are doing based on what their peers, based on what kind of information we're getting from the pulses. That's just one part of it. That's the student leadership component. Again, we get to do that with comprehensive school counseling, with our work around SEL implementation, all of that work. But the fun thing is we get to directly respond to the data we see. And again, we're a very small, well, not very small, we're kind of a medium-sized district for California, 20,000 students. We're able to really quickly respond and even pivot when it comes to our programming around what we're seeing. So on the infographic, back to that, we have our high school favorability ratings. And we noticed that our two programs, these are actually results that we got back 2 weeks ago, our most recent quarterly LCAP student pulse. We noticed that our two programs, OHS, which is Orangewood High School, and E Academy. Orangewood High School is our continuation high school, and E Academy is our distance learning programs, that they were getting higher levels of favorability back from students. We noticed that these are our more specialized programs. These are the ones that are more tailored to the students. These are the ones we're seeing, higher results for. So this data set is brought back to our principals through principals meetings every time that we have a quarterly LCAP reports that go out. So when it comes to bringing this data into our decision-making process, our community outreach process for creating our LCAP through both our community LCAP committee and through our student leadership LCAP advisory committee, we're able to share this data that we've had for over 3 years and looking at kind of those trends, looking at what our students are looking for how connected they feel. One of the big moves that we made as a district, this would be our 3rd school year of no student in our district on the high school level paying ASB fees. That came directly from the data that we were getting back from our student pulses. Our LCAP advisory committees were able to see that connectedness was a area of really great importance with our students, again, through the pulses. And the determination was made that we were actually going to align our LCAP to pay for those fees based on what we saw in our LCAP and our LCAP student pulses. So again, directly affected by what we were getting from our efforts to reach out to our students through the pulses. So really, it has directly fueled changes in the way that we run programs in Redlands based on what we've seen in Kelvin pulses. It has been an incredible experience for us and one that's been really well supported by the crew over at Kelvin Schools. I mean, Justin is incredible. We've had a lot of consultations with them. They've walked us through the process. It's been incredible for us. It's been transformative for our district.